Well, g'day tubes, how's she hanging? Pretty good here. So I had the 800 out here just for a little outside time, we'll say. And man, it's starting up nice. Had a nice little issue though. Remember all that work that we did on the gas tank? I took it all up because this thing hadn't been running good for a while. The vent here for the crankcase, it was all blowing junk, so you know, it was just caked in oily crap, right? So I had her all off, cleaned her all out. Looked good, did a pressure test, which is basically like bung off the bottom hole in the top. No, I bunged off the top with the cap and then pressurized the bottom, that's right. And then spray all around. No leaks on the gas tank. Well, remember how I was always like, every time I'd go into the container here and open, I'm like, God, it smells like gas. What is going on here? Every time, you know, every time. So what had happened is last time we had worked on this, testing, you know, setting the valves and stuff, we put the tank up top here, getting ready to kind of mount it up, and I left it for that day. Coming the next day and I look and it's like dripping. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? Well, sure enough, stuff here we got to look at in the trailer too. Sure enough, man, I got to clean up my spot here too. What the heck? Sure enough, it's got a tiny leak somewhere over on this side, just underneath where this mount is, I guess, here. You see the little drip there? It's like a little drip of gas. So I'm like, really? Really? This tractor, I am 100% sure, is cursed. My goodness. I cleaned this tank all up real nice. It looked good. It pressure tested nice. No leaks, bubbles anywhere. You know, I soapy watered it while it was pressurized. Just a, you know, a few PSI. Nope. Somewhere under here, I guess, where it's probably pinch welded on. It's got a little bad spot, you know, and I could have sealed that one. I don't want to go through all that again. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't want to do all that again. That sealing stuff is a freaking nightmare. And these tanks are kind of readily available still. Now, when you're talking about the tank on the John Deere AR, almost impossible to find. Nobody remakes them, and it's really hard to find one that's better shape than one you had, say, right? So that's why I sealed that one. But anyways, I did get a new tank in. It's sitting here. We're going to get it installed at some point, and it's actually painted with something, so I'm just going to slap her on. This is, I guess, an update video. I got the sharpener going and put together, and we're going to test that out soon coming up. Try to sharpen up a blade nice again. But anyways, this past weekend was the Labor Day. No, sorry, wrong. Past that, Bill, past that. Was the our Thanksgiving here, and thank you for Thanksgiving, and happy Thanksgiving to all you American fellers and ladies that are coming up here for you guys in the next month or whatever it is. But anyways, so we had our Thanksgiving, and there's a really good fall fair down southwest of me, about 20 minutes or so, and it's pretty much, now I can't say it's the best fair ever because I've never been to all of them in Ontario, but it's a really good fair. And he was, my stepdad and I were down there doing some, he was down on the Saturday, and I went down on Sunday and helped him with a little mini baler, and to get that, you know, making some bales. So he did made rope for kids and stuff, you know, with the rope spinner thing. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, but it's like a gear you turn with a bunch of little hooks that turn, and you wind the rope all through it, and then you crank this up and it makes like a thicker rope. Basically turns rope into a rope, essentially. But anyway, so he was down Saturday doing that, and I went down Sunday and helped him with baking bales. So he says to me, I'm getting too old for moving this stuff around here. It's too hard for me now. Do you want this stuff? I'm like, sure. It's like, okay, but I want to trade you something. I'm like, okay. He wanted to trade my little tiny hit and miss engine that kind of fits in your hand that runs. If you guys remember, I did an unboxing video, running video of that. He wanted that little engine. He says, it's something that, you know, I can run. It's easy for me, and not lugging all this stuff around all the time. I'm like, well, yeah, that makes sense. So, but anyway, so we traded, and I'm going to go in the container here. He gave me this baler he made here. We still got some straw bales in her there from the weekend, but this is the little baler. I think I've shown you guys a few times how this works. We'll get her out here at some point here and give her a good try. Right now we've got an electric motor on it because we're kind of inside. You know, we need to run this thing. It has to spin a lot. Pardon me, and so he's got the electric motor on it, so it works good. A little shut off there, off and on, away you go. And but yeah, so he gave me this. He built this thing all from plans, all from flat sheets of metal, and man, he did a good job. I think I only really helped him with the rivets you see along the top and the bottom here, which kind of hold everything together. There's a lot of riveting, but boy, that was a lot of work for him, you know, and he did well with it. He's got, this is modeled after a 1922 case, 1/3 scale, 1922 case hay press before the actual baler come out, like the round baler, square baler, whatever, you know. But yeah, basically this is, I don't know if you guys know what a pump jack is, but there's big gears in here that have the little gears that hook to the pulley, you know, and around it goes. It's set up really cool. So basically you turn the big one here, he's got a flat belt or this V belt on here. So this guy turns those gears, which, you know, there's a big plunger in there that comes ahead as this comes up. You stuff in when the plunger's ahead, and then this comes down, and then, you know, and it just kind of keeps repeating itself. So anyways, he wanted me to have that, and so he gave it to me. Well, we traded. I don't think it was kind of an even trade, but he knows it's not going to be too far away, you know, if they want to do another show, well, we'll just load her up again and off we go. So, but pretty cool little thing here. There's a lot of watching and making sure you don't go too far. So you're stuffing stuff in. You don't have a tied bale yet. This one we've tied with just little ropes. And so basically when you're in your bale or the block here, this is what they call the block. So that is down, so you know which way to go. When you put the block in, it as this is going up, this little lever here pushes down as you push this thing up, like, you know, like that. I can't do it right now because it's not in the right position, but you push the block down, and then you've got your bale. So then this, basically what's happening here is this block here is coming out. So you start stuffing in more loose and starts pushing this down, squishing it tighter. This basically starts big here and then kind of goes a little narrower at the end, so it gives it really a tight, it's got to push a lot, right? So that's how it compacts in. Pretty cool, actually. So when you get down, you know, this guy to about here, you put another block in, throw some more loose in, so we've got a little bit of loose in here, and then you can feed things through there and to tie, right? So then it keeps pushing out, and you keep progressing, and this one out, the block comes out, and then you put the block back in that holder there, and on again. So I think we made about 50 bales. We had a whole bunch there. He likes to sell them too, fairly cheap, you know. If someone wants to buy some, yeah, here you go. And just, you know, because there's a bit of time in it and messing about. So he sells them for, I think, $5 a piece or whatever. So he sold like probably 30 bales on the Sunday there. We still had a whole whack left. We ended up taking these apart and then putting them back through again, right, just to run them through instead of having a whole bunch of bales. But all the rest of them that we had left over, we just kind of left there. But anyway, so he gave me that, and then this is the hit and miss engine here that he's had for a lot of years. I've got a battery charger on it. I'll show you all this in a sec here, but he basically runs this flat belt from this to the flat belt pulley on that guy, and he's got this whole thing rigged up here. I haven't quite got that all figured out yet where everything all hooks to, but it hooks, and this acts like a little clutch system, right? So you on and off with the belt, takes the tension off the belt, which is actually kind of clever. But lots to figure out with that, so holy smokes. But anyways, this is from about early 1900s. It's an Ideal engine, it's called. And they used to use these on lawnmowers, like a reel mower for a golf course, or maybe an estate or something, right? So basically, it's putt, and I guess it's spinning something inside when, you know, propels it, and it's pretty ingenious. But he kind of used it, I guess, last and just kind of left it. So I put my charger on here, and oh, she's got problems. That's not good. This battery is probably no good, I'm thinking. Okay. I'm just watching the things there. Actually, this might be an EGM battery. I'm probably doing the wrong charge on it. This battery is probably junk though, because it was right flat dead. Oh, okay, maybe not. But anyways, what we can do is to test it. I've got an actual tester, but this is your on-off switch. little buzz box here, so when this thing comes around, it'll trip the little buzzer down here to bzz through, right? So we'll turn it on here. We'll see if we hear this thing buzzing. Just gonna turn the flywheel. No, I think this battery's screwed. Yeah, she's not buzzing at all there. So unless this was on here, I don't know. Try her again, but you can see the little. It's gonna push on this little arm down here. Yeah, I think that battery's screwed. No big deal. What's this say in here? Well, it's saying 100%. Interesting. I'll have to actually put my meter on it. Now this was from a guy from our old club. He actually had this thing before too, so well, let's make sure everything's good there. And like I say, I'm not 100% sure which way is on or off. Okay. Yeah, something's not right with this battery. Let me grab my tester. It says it's 100, almost 100% there, but let me grab my tester. I mean, it could be something out of line with the buzz coil here too. Hard to say. This thing just kind of sits in there, and not a whole lot to that either. Really, it's pretty simple. So let me grab my tester here. Well, we'll see what this says. I've had this charger on like all day here, so I mean, if it's not good yet, I mean, it's just a little motorcycle battery. It's probably junk. I can't really let these things drain out. Yeah, 9 volts, it's probably not enough to excite that guy. Okay, I wonder if I got another battery somewhere that might work. 9.12 volts, not good. Let's see, English, out of vehicle. Let's say this is after charge. I think that's going to be an AGM. I don't really know. Cranking amps of, oh boy, I don't know if I can get this out of here. These things kind of don't generally list the cranking amps of it anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to see if I got a different battery. They're usually around 100 though. Let's just try to give her a quick test here, and it's going to tell me it's junk. I know it will, because this has been charging all day. So I think I might have another battery inside. I'm not sure though. We'll just go there. 145. I don't need to get that much on these things. It's going to probably test really bad. I know he's got some, yeah, state of health 0, state of charge 0. It's got 0 amps in it. Replace. Yeah, okay, kind of figured that. Alright, not a biggie. Let me go see if I got another battery. Not sure if this battery's any good, but it says on this one 50 coal crank amps, so it's probably why that other one tested kind of crap. If I can get this to stay on here. And this is a battery, I think it's off the little 110, Honda 110. I don't know if this is going to be any good either, but well, 13.32, that's good. English, yes please, out of vehicle. Before, this is going to be after charge because it was on my tender. I guess it's an AGM flat plate. So cold cranking, 50 amps. I'm just changing the settings on this guy. This actually doesn't go down to 50. So we'll have to do it at 100. It's probably going to test bad. or not great, but it's probably fine. Yeah, state of health 100, state of charge 98. That's more better. Got 150 amps in that battery. Holy smokes, if that doesn't make her buzz here. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to change. Well, I gotta get a screwdriver first because he's got it on the tops and I got this on the side. So I'll grab a screwdriver here. We'll change it over and see if we can get her to spark. All right, got a screwdriver. So we gotta change the workbench. Gotta change where the little bolt things go on this guy here, or the nut things, if you will, I guess. I'm gonna take these right out anyways, and just gotta get that to fish out, and just flip it around, stick her in that way. These aren't super clean in here. I'm kind of surprised it's not really done much, this little battery. And well, we got this here just for now. We'll thread that in. Popped out real nice. Top mount, side mount. Pretty clever idea, actually. Alright, this should get her sparking. Now, he does have some fairly stale gas in it, which isn't probably going to run too well off of that, but I do have a little syringe for my ink filling, cartridge filling thing I can use for that. And I guess this battery is garbage. Junk. This should get her sparking, and it might fire right up. I don't know. There's not much to these little engines here, so give us a moment and we will see. Probably should actually keep a couple of spare little battery things in here. Maybe it's probably a good idea. Little square connector thing. Where's the other one here? He must have been drilling something on here. Drilling for something that I don't know. Got a couple of holes kind of almost drilled to this lid. Okay. Out with that crap, in with this new crap. Or hopefully good crap. Positive and negatives on the right side. And he's got some really old, there's a little bit of oil for the oiler up in here. I'll show you all that after. He's got some really old spark plugs here too, though. I don't know if you guys can see these. We'll look at them after in a second. We'll just see if we can get some spark out of here first. So it's great, you know, that he's giving me this, but now I got to store this stuff too, right? I don't really have a lot of room now for anything really else. Got too much big junk here. Okay, that one's good. And the negative. Go on the side here. But I think this is a 3/4 horsepower. Back then, you didn't seem to need a lot of horsepower. You just had inertia, and it was good. Well, that one's garbage. We'll throw that in the river. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see if we can get a. Oh, it's buzzing. See right now. So it's on its buzz stroke there. So we'll take it off of that. Yeah. So when that comes around, that'll be on the, you know, when it's almost the top dead center. There's buzzing again. Alright, that's good. Well, let's see if we can get some fuel drawn up here. I'm going to bring you around the other side here, a little closer up. And like I was saying, this fuel is pretty old. It smells pretty rotten in here, so. But, you know, you gotta keep your, this is the mixer here. It's basically just a, it looks like a piece of pipe. Fuel comes in one side, you got a little mixer valve you open up or close for more or less, and sucks it up into the, pretty simple. So we'll pretend we're a choke here. Might need to get some fuel in it. think we're gonna have to fuel it. Okay, let me fuel it. Let me draw a little bit out of the tank here though. I'll show you how bad this stuff probably is. I don't really know when it was the last time he drew it out or ran it. That's pretty pea looking. Pretty darn pea looking. So I'm gonna get this all sucked out of here into another container, and then we'll put some fresh in her. All right, this shouldn't take too long here. Shouldn't. Didn't get much that time around. Oh, is that stuff ever wrecking that rubber in this thing fast here? Oh. I think the ethanol finally got to it. I can't really pull it out now. It didn't take long. Stupid ethanol. God, I hate ethanol. Oh, I just can't seem to... Yeah, it's kind of screwed. Oh, we'll just dump a bit in and see what happens. Well, I got a fair bit out. We'll put some in here though and see if we can get her to draw fuel up. Mix her with the old crap, burn her up. This tank could probably run for probably 6 years on a tank though. That's the problem, right? It runs forever and you can't, no drain on it either, so that kind of sucks. But I've got spark. I just need some fuel coming through her now. And then she should fire right up. Not wanting to draw any. Wonder if there's something blocked here, maybe on this tank. Normally it just whoo shoots right out there, you know. No, thought I felt cold there. Mixer's open. Alright, we're not getting fuel, so we're gonna pop off a little line here. Probably should use a line wrench. Yeah, this is brass, so oh, it's loose there, okay. I don't know if you guys can see that too well. I've got this box kind of in your way here. See why she's not dragging fuel up. It usually was pretty good. It would suck her up pretty quick. Could be all mucked up in the tank too. That is altogether possible. Okay, I'm going to go down here. I think I'm actually going to give it a line wrench. Alright, I got the line loose here. And I'm going to just take it off here and give it some air. And that's it there. I see fuel coming out there, so that doesn't reach quite to the bottom of the tank, but I'll give that a little blow here. Then I'll blow some into the mixer. It might help, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, there's a little check valve in there. There's a little check valve. Interesting. So once it sucks it up, it doesn't go back down again. Seems good there. Now where the mixer goes in here, I'll give that a little blast. Sounds good there. Maybe the little ball was messed up in there. It seems like it's moving now, so alright. Well, give me a sec, I'll slap all this back together and yeah, should be good. Okay, now we should be good. I guess you guys can see that mixer. Yeah, okay. Well, let's see if we can drag some fuel up through there now. Oh, that's weird. I don't feel a whole lot of the valve's stuck. Here we go. The intake valve was stuck. Now she'll work good. Ah, I can feel it pulling now. Ah, yes, now we're getting some fuel coming out here. Intake valve was stuck. Okay, this should fire right up now. Let's get the dripper going here a little bit. So, hopefully it should just take right off here. Sit there and run like that all day. Obviously it's air cool, has a little fan. It's pretty cool actually. It's really hot. Running a bit faster, I guess, for the hay press there. There's a way to slow that down, but you have to adjust the governor weights here. I don't have the whatchamacallem bolts here now for that, so you would loosen this off inside here for the governor weight that's kind of inside here that moves up and down. So the slower it comes in, the slower it'll run. The faster it comes in, the more it'll hit, right? So if I simulated that, what I was doing there is I was holding back on this rod a little bit, just kind of taking a bit of that tension off. And it was slowing down. But if I went the other way, bang, 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 a whole bunch, you know. So I guess once, if the grass got heavy or whatever you're mowing with it, it would start hitting more, right? So. Oh, but I messed it up. Uh-oh. Didn't get warmed up enough. Or it's not getting fuel. Alright, so valve's still open, that's good. Let's give her a good shot of fuel here. Okay, that's a good shot of fuel. It's dripping at the bottom. Might have fouled her. I'm not quite up on this engine here yet. She's running pretty rich, I think. He's drawing lots of fuel now. That mixer's actually right off there, believe it or not. Must be leaking past a whole bunch. Take a while to warm that up. A little bit of warm on the front pin here, but not a whole lot. And the compression's pretty crazy out of this thing. Pop this guy off for a second. Woo! Woo-wee! It's like a gun going off. That would sound cool with a long pipe on it. Keeps her a little quieter though. Now if I wanted to get it going faster, oh, it's running real rich. Interesting. I can't seem to lean that up anymore either. Another way you can simulate that is you put a load on it. Or it just dies. Oh boy. Quick, we gotta mow all this grass. Oh, it's getting too much or it's not getting enough, eh? Rattling, the bang, 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 you hear there's governor weight hitting that arm. Decent compression in it, though, I think. Interesting that little needle valve doesn't seem to be doing anything in there. Should technically go across and close off the other side where it's coming in. It's been a while since it ran, I think, maybe. Stinky old gas still in there. Fine-tuned. It's a really coarse thread on that thing, so that's why it doesn't like to get a whole lot of adjustment on it. Pretty cool, ideal engine in the mid-19-teens. Yeah, off she goes. So these old spark plugs he's got in here, these things are, this one in here is like super old. It's probably older than everybody, but it's a Bethlehem tractor, made in USA though. And look at how they ran these old things, eh? Oh man. There's that one. There's some that are still a little bit newer. It's an old Champion, something X-Can, made in Canada maybe. It's basically like one of them. You just adjust those prongs. It gets the prong brakes off, you're screwed. And there's another one here. I guess it's running too rich, I think. Something's up with the mixer on that. And that's kind of a more modern-y looking one. And then he has one here that actually comes apart. I think the other first two did come apart. But you can take the center out of these things and pull out, well, this one for instance, if you had the wrenches, you could probably pull the center out of this one here, clean it up, away you go again. So then it's got a little spark plug wrench for the giant spark plugs that's in it. But that's an old one, wow. Still runs off of that too, it's hard to believe, eh? Bethlehem tractor. I don't know if you guys know anything about that. If you do, let me know. And there we go. Pretty neat. I'll take that battery out again. And he's got this little Briggs & scrap iron that he was running, and it actually runs pretty good too. He was using that on the hay press as well. But he always wanted it to run with this guy here, and he eventually did get that going. Oh, there's a bit of crappy gas in there too. Oh man, it smells just about as good. Don't think it's got enough to start. I could give her a shot here. Let's choke there. How the heck does that work? Pulled the choke, but it. Well, why would they want that on a spring? I guess when it's mounted to something, it would. I don't think there's enough gas, good gas in it to do anything anyway. So, but this thing ran pretty good. Yeah, let's probably dump that out of there. And no doubt it'll need a diaphragm in this thing because of the old stupid ethanol underneath there. Big diaphragm under here on the top of the tank. It'll be no good. Then he gave me this engine too. I guess he's kind of wanting to get rid of some stuff. And this is an old one. I don't know when he had this one running last, but this is an old Lawson, and apparently Tecumseh bought this Lawson brand way back. So it's got a gear reducer on it. I'm not going to start this one up either, I don't think, but it's got a neat little skid on it too that it's sitting on. So an old Lawson. I don't really know from what year. Lawson Company, New Holstein, Wisconsin, USA. Lubrication before starting engine. Fill crankcase to overflow point with mobile or equal SAE 30 or SAE 20 winter and summer. Check oil after 8 hours of running. It's got no oil go down and shut off on this thing, that's for sure. And that's pretty cool. Drain oil after 25 hours of running and refill crankcase with new oil. It does apparently run though, but I'm not going to start it up today. So that's pretty darn cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with this guy, but they'll probably be shelf cleans more than anything. But yeah, you never know. I'll maybe get this one going up through the winter or something, see how she runs. He says he's had her running, so I just don't really know a whole lot about it, but it's dry in there, so that's good. I don't know if that's the exact right fuel cap for that, but anyways, so there we go. Sweet. So trying to get this little thing apart here, and I guess it just wrecked the ethanol, so it actually like broke the thing off inside. So we're gonna across the yard with it. Let's see what this does. Holy smokes! Well, I'm not finding that one. That's in the bush. Here you go. Junk. So the old 800 here, I am in processes of sandblasting and painting the hood for it. I have done the front grille, and I've done the top piece that flips open to put your gas in. It's done, ready to go. I was going to sandblast it up here for you guys to show you the process, but I don't have a dryer up here in this air compressor. So you have to have really good dry air coming through to sandblast, to keep the sand flowing through, or if you get moisture coming through, it'll bung it up, and then you're nothing but a nightmare. So I've been doing it in my other shop down there, so unfortunately I probably won't show you any of that, but once we get her ready to go back on, we'll put her back on. But I do want to get hopefully this guy off somehow, and this panel here needs to come off. So all our wiring, there's a bit of wiring for the gauges that'll have to come off again. The gauges come out, and I'd like to get this sandblasted up and repainted too. It'll look a lot nicer, I think. So, but a little bit of work. But yeah. Anyways, this is sat here all day. We got a bit of gas in it. We were just exchanging stuff. He got his case tractor out today, and then took it back home. And so we're going to see if that starts up just like it's fuel injection. Hopefully, let's see what happens here. Hey, I like that. That's all right. Well, let's, I gotta back it in. Let's, oh, just look out. Look out! I got only one hand to steer here. That's how accidents happen, but I did tighten down that valve cover too, so I'll probably end up running out of fuel here, I would imagine. If we do, we do. If not, well, then that's good. I'm just gonna go up, turn around, come back, I think. It's running pretty good though. Sounds decent. happy with it. A lot of friggin' work if you watch that part of it. Oh man. That was a lot of friggin' work, and I don't really ever want to do that again. I gotta figure out why it's not steering nice. So something feels like it's binding up, and I wonder if it's in that gearbox there, the steering box. Doesn't feel too great. But anyways, that's expensive. I might be able to get a good used one though, maybe. That might be alright. I do have a little bit of an exhaust leak at that coupling right up there. Come around pretty good once you got kind of broke in a little bit. But I want to get the tank on and then maybe take it for a good little run around. How well that's running. There's definitely something going on underneath me here though. You hear that? I don't know if there's some gears that are a little bit sloppy mesh. Probably. So let's see if it does it again here. It feels like it's kind of down through here, so like the input shaft or something. For all the miles I'm going to throw relay on this thing, I'm not going to probably worry about it, but oh man. All right, well there we go. I am actually pretty happy with that. Finally. But yeah, I want to get this panel off of here. And it looks like it just bolts under to here. And this is all kind of loose up here. There's not really much holding it up here. I got to get that steering wheel off, I think. Yeah, that's not probably going to be fun. And yeah, a couple of bolts I think hold it onto the steering box here. And I'll get that off. I'll get that in my little sandblaster and blast that up. And I'll tell you what, I've sandblasted a lot of this hood and stuff now. And people who, I mean, it's fine, works great. And if you're going to brush something on, be gentle with the paint. They're brushing. Usually the brush will, you know, and leave a big drips and smears. You know how hard that is to get off again with the sandblaster? Oh my gosh, it was terrible. But anyways, yeah, I got a lot of stuff up here I got to take off again. All up underneath there. All those, hang on, let's zoom in here. All these connections and stuff that are all up under here, under the gauges. I should probably label them so I know which one goes where. But anyways. That should be good. I'm just going to put, oh yeah, we're almost out there. I'll just put that down lower. There maybe. Yeah. So I do think I might have, well, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, but I think the wire coming right off the alternator here, of course I got this big giant one that goes back here to onto the solenoid here, and then runs another fairly thick one up to the terminal block here. I think that was actually supposed to go right up to the amp meter. But see, I've ran one from here up to the amp meter anyway, so I don't think it makes a huge difference, but seems to be fine. But anyways, let's see. Yeah, apparently that's resisting a lot of resistance there. That thing's getting pretty warm there, so anyways, I guess it's working. Anyways, that's it for today. I gotta get going here. Thanks again for watching. Like I say, I want to get that panel off and I have to try to get that steering wheel off, which will maybe not be fun. Maybe it'll be all right, I don't know. It might just pull right off. I doubt it, but it looks like a little bushing there or something that is kind of junk. But yeah, this is definitely gonna have to come off so I can get this off of here. Fun stuff. But anyways, okay. And then of course we got a brand new tank to put on it there too. I can't believe that stupid tank is leaking. Wow. But anyways, it's running good, eh? Just boom, like that. I like to do a cold start, but I gotta do something about this here because this is as tight as it'll go. And I need a smaller clamp, I guess, or something. Because it's definitely got a leak there, so. But anyways, okay, gotta go. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed all that stuff. We'll have a more in-depth look at it later on. Get some leaves maybe or something. See if we can make a leaf bale out of it. That'd be kind of cool. Out of the hay press there. But anyways, catch you later. Thanks again for watching. And you guys have a good day.